Today, how do you want to turn around at a press conference and start saying that, no, the problem is the drought? How? How does that make sense? You refused it. And okay, fine, you can say, yes, I needed time. But you are already 3 years in power. Show me what project you have started. But PF, they had started project. But PF, they had increased electricity generation. They had put more into the grid. In the 3rd year of their leadership, there were projects which you could point at. There are projects which you could point at which were to increase electricity. Even what have you done? What have you done? Toilets. That's what you have done. Which are not even working. Which are not even. That's what is what you have done. So don't say no. You're not looking at something. Yes, I'm giving you. You have launched toilets, and those toilets, unfortunately, they are not working. That's what you have done. In your 3 years, you have done toilets, and you are rating yourself to say we have done 7 out of 10, which is 70%. You are rating yourself at 70% based on what? Toilets which are not working. Toilets without even a plaster outside. Shame on you, Hakainde Hichilema. I'm sorry. With due respect to Wakateka one day. With due respect. But really, it's a shame. For a man who came with big plans. For a man who told off those people who were there. It's a shame, Mamdara. It's a shame. It's a shame. No. It's a shame. It's really bad. It's really bad. Kukwata kwensoni Mamdara. Kukwata kwensoni. Makwata kwensoni. Mwamfako mwewandu. Epo mwanshila. Or you can go and commission toilets which are not working. Toilets mulimi changa. In those the systems mulimi changa. That's what you have done, Mamdala. And you rate yourself at 70%. And you are saying, no, it is not me. It is not me. Your friends had worse calamities. Edgar Lungu had worse situation. He didn't only have drought. Even these hammer mills that you are talking about. No, now ZMS and whatever. Who started those hammer mills? Who started those hammer mills? It is Edgar Lungu's project. The moment you came in, you were busy going around commissioning properties or projects that were started by Edgar Lungu, projects that were finished by Edgar Lungu. You have done nothing yourself. All you have commissioned, all you have done is lies. In my project, buffy. Almost 50, every one issue of fear. All you know is lie. Your project is lies. Even today, you are lying. That is your project. You excel in lies. You excel in lies. You excel in lies. You come back, you talk about no. Debt restructuring. We have achieved debt restructuring. We have achieved debt restructuring. You can only fool your foolish praise singers because they are foolish. They don't think. They don't reason properly. They don't reason. Debt restructuring doesn't mean clearing of debt because you talk about it. You left debt mountain. You left debt mountain. Have you paid D? For you to be talking about this debt mountain, you left debt mountain. You left debt mountain. I'll open phone lines and I want Bakada to call me and tell me how much you have paid. You talk about debt mountain. PF left debt mountain. PF left debt mountain. Okay, they left debt mountain. Nishinga Mari Pila. How much have you paid of that debt mountain? Zero. Noto. Like you used to say noto. You have paid nothing. You have paid nothing. And you praise singer who talk about it. Hey, Banasi and Congole, Banasi and Congole. Banasi and Congole. But Hakainde Hichilema Akadipo Lipira Pon Congole. Akadipo Lipira Pon Congole. Hakainde Hichilema has not been servicing debt. Instead, he has been contracting debt. You must know this. Hakainde Hichilema has been contracting debt. Padi Congole Zamele Banasi have a PF. Hakainde Hichilema Nafaka Pozinanga. So far as we are talking, they have contracted over 5 billion. But PF, they left 13 billion. But Hakainde Hichilema, they have borrowed 5 billion in 3 years. In 7 years of PF, they left 13 billion in Congo. 13 in the 10 years that they were in power. 10 years. Pressing. Ninveste Buino. Pressing. Vera and Vamenkuza. Vera and Zeriwe. Va PF Banasi and Congole. 13 billion. 13 billion. Pari 13 billion Yamene Banasi. Pari airport. Pari my roads. Pari my schools. Pari Vipatara. And whatever. 13 billion. Yo Hakainde Hichilema. Since they came into power, so far, they have contracted in Congole up to 5 billion. Vamusokotwane Gatinina ma come out tomorrow and give us a statement. Vamusokotwane, I'm challenging you. Come out tomorrow and give us a statement how much money you have borrowed and how much you have paid. Because you keep talking about debt mountain, debt mountain. Mwalipilako zingati. Muziba funza imwe. When they're talking about debt mountain, debt, you should be asking them, how much have you paid of that debt mountain? How much have you paid? When you ask them that one, follow up with another question. Ask them, how much have you borrowed so far? Let them tell you how much have they borrowed. In these 3 years, how much have they borrowed? 5 billion. What do they have to show for that 5 billion? But PF, they can point, and even you, even if you are a praise singer, you cannot run away from the fact that but PF, they did a number of roads throughout the country. There was 400, there was 800 kilometers of roads, 400 kilometers of roads. They have that. Muma compound, especially when you are praise singers. You come on social media talking too much, but mamambala muka achabe makombo. And it's minyoza, but it's to tell you that your life is not anything. It does not commiserate to the life that you lead. You talk too much. Vizungu vachabe chabe pa social media. But kumanyumba mamene mukara manyumba ngadoti. Mukara manyumba ngadoti. But you are nowhere. Even if mamene mugona. Mulibe na blanket ya zoro ya kuno mulibe. My blanket ya dirty, very dirty blanket. My boxers ya ma dirty ya but you come pa social media. Busy talking. Mukamba chani mwe. Ala imwe. They can't use repo. Ala. Mukuchoka ma compound baba mubaya. Hey, body. Mufutika wa mambala. Tari mshana wali. Can you compare life to me? Ala imwe. Ina nikala muroma na chinyumba chikulu bwino. Ya rent ndio ulipira renti. Even if I'm renting a house in Roma, you think it's cheap? Even if I were renting, how much is rent in Ndwanka? 1 month in Brahma Zambian Lipia, 1 month in Nyumba. You can never have it. Your entire life is soon as one up anyway. Ungazilipile zamunga even at rent. Ungazilipile we rent Roma. Because some of you, he doesn't have a house. He just rents. Ungazilipile rent yam Roma iwe. Ungazilipile iwe. Oh. But busy, mamene muka compound, mamene muka. Sina kuminyoza, but nimi uzira tuzona. That you talk too much, but your life needs to be brought up. Chimika mbila kukuta Christian mungaleko bwino. Mungaleko bwino chimika mbila kupanga, but busy kutinyoza. Mamambala wachabe chabe. Just because tapeze kapa social media pamozi, muona munga talinga na manje, talinga na pamozi, we are on the same level. Hey, come back, ungaikwele na ndege hiyo. Ungaikwele. Even kuchoka mundusaka kwenda pandora sunga kwele ndege. Manje inenipa ya ndege munga ni yangu. Ndege sasa nduka ni yangu. Every month I'm flying 4 times. And you think it's a job? Muzini pasa ule mga mambala anyway. Sindi na muzangu. Allah, nimi kambila ko chabe. I humble myself. So that I can be able to talk for you. But you are busy. Simunga ringa ni naine. And you, I'm helping you. This man is taking advantage of you. Him is enjoying. 5 billion yamene wanakongora. 5 billion yamene wanakongora. The 5 billion which they have added on the debt that we had. What have they done? What have they done with 5 billion? Wanzao wanakongora 13 billion. And yet vanasiya misewa, vanasiya ma roads, vanasiya vipatala, vanasiya ma school. The jobs that you talk about, Hakainde Hichilema ngereza abantu, anawangereza kuti. Anawangereza ma schools which Edgar Lungu left. That's why they have gone, those people. If Edgar Lungu did not build those schools, if Edgar Lungu did not build those hospitals, they wouldn't have been employed. And on top of that, you are failing to pay them. That's why you are now borrowing money to pay people. You are busy talking, hey, no, we don't borrow for consumption. You don't borrow for consumption. You are borrowing for consumption. You are paying to pay the civil servants. You are borrowing so that you can pay civil servants. So there is nothing to boast about it, but debt restructuring. There is nothing to boast about. Hey, no, they were talking like it's impossible. No, it was not that it was impossible. It was not that it was impossible for Edgar Lungu to click a debt restructuring deal. It was not impossible. No. It is because Edgar Lungu considered the conditions, the terms and conditions. This is a difference in leadership. When you talk about leadership, Hakainde Hichilema went and swallowed this pill of economic restructuring. Yaba IMF. He went and swallowed that. He just got it the way it is. But Edgar Lungu said, no. Wait a minute. Let's look at the conditions. And when he looked at the conditions, he said, no, these conditions will kill my people. And he said it on a press conference. That is the point of departure when the crime that Edgar Lungu did is to refuse the IMF package. That is the point of departure. Edgar Lungu said, no, these are going to be harsh conditions. We cannot come and increase this electricity to what they were calling refractive tariffs. We can't. We need to continue subsidizing people. Our people don't have the capacity now. He said, no, we cannot remove farming input subsidies. No, we can't. Our people still need it. I can't remove it. He said, no, we cannot remove completely the subsidies on fuel. We need fuel. Our people will not manage. These are the things that Edgar Lungu said, which made it difficult for him to get that debt restructuring. So if you want, Edgar Lungu refused the debt restructuring because of the harsh conditions. And you can want to argue it, but the fact is that you can see it now. Those conditions, yes, Hakainde Hichilema has brought you the debt restructuring. But that debt restructuring, what are you benefiting out of it? Muniyanke, in my pressing. Muniyanke, what are you benefiting out of the debt restructuring? What have you benefited? Because number one, Hakainde Hichilema has not removed the debt mountain. The debt mountain is still intact. If anything, yakulirako. That is the first thing. Second thing, this debt restructuring has brought harsh conditions on your people. It has brought harsh conditions. What are you benefiting? kuli load shedding but malite niyo dula futi. Ma fuel niyo dula. Unga uko 400. So what are you benefiting? What are you benefiting? Because before you go out there and start boasting about these things, you should be able to see the benefit. What benefits do you have? What benefits you have? Tell me, what are you benefiting out of the debt restructuring? What are you benefiting? Ukongole debt mountain ikalipo. What is this? The harsh conditions. Yadinaimwe these debt conditions. On top of that, when you're not shedding, what is there for you to boast about it? With your Hakainde Hichilema, what is there? What is he fixing? What is Hakainde Hichilema fixing? Tell me what he's fixing. Toilets? Yeah? He's fixing toilets, which are not even fixed. Which are not working. Those toilets are not working. And you're saying, no, Hakainde Hichilema is fixing. What is he fixing? What is he fixing? No, because if, like you were saying, no, if it had rained, we would have had 500 metric tons good. Which 500 metric tons? Where? Where would you have gotten the 500 metric tons? You see the lies of this man. Where would you have gotten the 500 metric tons? Even if we had good rain, where would you have gotten 500 metric tons? And then, when he talks like that, like, this is what has caused the harsh economy. This is what has caused to increase minimum. No. Even if we had the bumper harvest, the farming inputs were expensive. So by the fact that we would have had, 500 metric tons of minimum, of maize, that does not automatically mean that a bag of minimum would have been cheaper. No. Why? Because the cost of farming inputs was high. These guys have messed up, the farming input. They have messed it up. They have increased the prices because of those conditions that we are talking about. So it wouldn't have, yes, would have had minimum in the shelves, but it would have still been expensive. So it is not, you cannot continue talking about drought. No. You have messed up everything. You have messed up everything. So, Muzika are very careful when you're talking about these things. So, on debt restructuring, Muzifunza talking debt restructuring. So, Modiplako Zingati, Nanga Kongola Mokongola Zingati, how much have you borrowed so far? You should ask these questions. IMF, no, but he's boasting, they voted, IMF is going to give us money. Are they giving us free? The money that Hakainde Hichilema, they have decided to give us 500 million more. So now we are going to borrow, I don't know, $1.8 million. That is what we are going to borrow. The question is, that money that IMF is giving us, is it free? Is it free? It is not free. We are going to have more debt. Because even this debt restructuring, debt mountain, all we are doing is putting it aside. Putting it aside. And then we are going to borrow more. Listen to me very carefully. The debt restructuring, it means the debt that we are talking about, that mountain that they talk about, will still be intact. The only thing is that we will not be paying. But it will also accumulate interest. That debt mountain will accumulate interest. And on top of that, Hakainde Hichilema, on this side, is going to borrow more money from IMF. Already he has borrowed 5 billion. So 5 billion plus this money that we are going to borrow also. So 5 billion plus this money that we are going to borrow also. We are going to have more debt. By the time Hakainde Hichilema will be leaving, Zambia will be in more debt. More serious debt. Who is going to bring us problems? It's Hakainde Hichilema. Because it's Hakainde Hichilema who is going to leave a serious debt mountain. A serious debt mountain. Because there will be a debt mountain over PF. There will be a debt mountain out of what you would have contracted. Okay? So we are going to be in bigger problems after Hakainde Hichilema. We are going to be in bigger problems after Hakainde Hichilema. The debt mountain is going to be there. Debt restructuring means, no, simply hold on. But the interest will also be there. From there is the money that they have already borrowed. And then the money that they want to borrow from IMF. So now, compound these debts. Is that in Zambia? And then on top of that, for us to pay these debts, we're supposed to make money. But how are we going to make money when Hakainde Hichilema is giving himself and his friends the Ndola Dio carriageway? He's giving himself the mines. He's giving himself land. He's giving himself kumaloa Zambezi huko. Zambia will not even be having the capacity to pay. The one who is selling Zambia is Hakainde Hichilema, because by the time Hakainde Hichilema will be going, Zambia will be in more debt and they will have no assets because they would have taken away the assets. Privatization number 2. Privatization reloaded. The same way they destroyed our industries. Such that, the copper belt became Ichiwolia. Zambia is going to become Ichiwolia after Hakainde Hichilema. Mark my words. Zambia is going to become Ichiwolia after Hakainde Hichilema. We will be in a worse situation after Hakainde Hichilema. It will be very difficult even for those who will come later. It will be very difficult. Because the debt mountain is still intact. Then they are borrowing at a fast rate, 5 billion in 3 years. Then they want to borrow now 1.8 billion US dollars. Convert that in kwacha. Musifake huko. Because now we are talking about 18 to 20 billion. Eh? Now mpele mfake na 1.8 billion. Convert it in kwacha. Musifake huko. Then you look at it. Oh no, how are we going to pay? You go to the mines. Mine manazigurisa. Hakainde Hichilema na wanzake. Oh, okay, let's get money from the targets. Oh, the targets. The Hakainde Hichilema na wanzake. Oh, let's go to KCM. Oh, KCM Hakainde Hichilema na wanzake. How are we going to pay? How are we going to pay? How are we going to redeem ourselves? And here you are. You want to be clapping for Hakainde Hichilema. For what? For what? For what? And he's talking about corruption. Hey, now he wants to want to criminalize Edgar Lungu. He wants to criminalize Edgar Lungu. HH wants to criminalize Edgar Lungu. He's talking about, no, we are going to set up a commission inquiry to see how they were contracting debts. I mean, do we need that, Zambians? Do you need the commission of inquiry to start looking how Edgar Lungu contracted debts? And what do you think they're going to find there? What is that commission of inquiry going to get? Eh? And he's going to get his friends to do this audit. We must audit. He's getting his friends, paying them a lot of money. A lot of money. Like that fake audit report that they did, which revealed that Mikalide got so much money. Why haven't they arrested Mikalide? Why haven't they arrested Mikalide? But they got those fake guys, his friends. He's giving them contracts and he's paying them a lot of money to do these fake jobs at audit, private audit. And they're paying them a lot of money. So he's going to give some more companies, some more of his friends to do these audits, and they'll be paid so much money. But what are they going to find? And mind you, most of the debts that we talk about here about PF, they were project-based. They were not getting money and putting in the pockets. No. It's ignorance of Hakainde Hichilema. He's very ignorant. Very ignorant. Because the money that they were getting, they were attached to projects. And when you talk about China, China was not releasing money given to the Zambian government. No. They were paying contractors. They were paying contractors who were contracted. They were project-based loans. So the money was coming, paying the contractors, getting the money, paying the contractors. So what are these auditors going to do? What is this commission of inquiry going to do? Do we need this nonsense of commission inquiry? Do we need all this bloody nonsense of audit, when we're supposed to be looking at how we are going to reduce the cost of living? But you see the diversion? You see the bitterness? Because he wants to fix Edgar Lungu and in the process also give money to his friends. He wants to divert their attention. He wants to criminalize Edgar Lungu. To criminalize Edgar Lungu because he's scared of him. Because he doesn't want him to contest. He wants to find the Kafukwa. He wants to find a case to stick on Edgar Lungu so that Edgar Lungu doesn't contest an election. But in the process, who is losing? It's you and I. And it must be you. Because me, I can even afford you. Diaspora. Just for you to even come out in diaspora. Even when the Zimbabwe, kumikanga. When the Zimbabwe. You used to my people who talk too much on social media. When the Zimbabwe, kumivuda. If you cannot go into Zimbabwe, what about to fly overseas? Mungakwanisha. Allah imwe. We are helping you. We love our country. We love our country. We can keep quiet. Tambakuja chabe with our families. But we love our country. We are fighting for you. The other day I was almost crying when this guy was taking me around to tour this country and I saw buildings. And this country, the population is not so far from Zambia. The size of the country is Zambia is bigger. Many times akakaziko kamena nilimo kano kungana Zambia ni province hiyo. Ni province. But the country has buildings, roads, and I was feeling bad. I'm like, God, I was telling my wife to see my wife. So I will die not to see my country developed like this. I will die without seeing my country developed like this. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? When we have a country like this, if I just showed you per window, you see the buildings that are around. I'm on the 69th floor, 69. You are celebrating Fineko with full of rats. 25 floors. That's what you are celebrating. You are even coming, taking pictures. Mukafika pamanda you, Nishmafika mtown. Makamaka some of you. Action, ba, Aisha. And that is not tribalism because these days, I mean, we used to talk about Aisha. Aisha kafika pachan, pamanda you, Nishafika mtown. What is Manda you? What is Manda you? You go to a mall, I went to a mall. I went to a mall, Mdara. Mall, 13 floors. My shop, but what does this country have? This country doesn't even have, it doesn't even have copper. It doesn't even have those minerals we have. They don't have. Population is just, just a little bit over Zambia. The size is very small. But look at how they have developed. Now, you are busy following Edgar Lungu. Now, we are going to form an audit. We are going to do a commission of inquiry. Hakainde Hichilema, is that why people of Zambia elected you? To go and to keep on every day talking about the past. And you're saying, no, me, I'm mature. I don't talk about these things. I hear him talk. I don't talk about these things. Hakainde Hichilema, I just hear, but I don't talk. Even your press conference, even today, 80% was talking about Edgar Lungu. 80% was talking about Edgar Lungu. 80% was talking about fixing people. And you say you are mature, you don't talk about these things. What a shame. Zambians, inazi gonga. And I want to tell you that let's open our eyes. Let us not entertain Hakainde Hichilema. Let us not fear Hakainde Hichilema. Let this man go. Because this man spells nothing but disaster. And we are building a monster. The longer he stays there, Hakainde Hichilema, azankara monga ni lomba mdala. Azankara monga ni lomba. The more he stays there, he will become so big-headed. Azamba kumila chabeba monga ni njovu. Swallowing my pumpkins. Let me open phone lines so that I'm opening phone lines. I think I've spoken quite a lot. So I'm opening phone lines now. You can start calling in.